Hello. Thank you for tuning in to another Jollymun Podcast. That's really kind of you, and we're all going to be here and have a lovely time, all of us, every single one, right at the back, all the way at the back of the room, right in this cupboard that where we're at, with all three of us. Come on, all of us. High five now. Everyone, today is a beautiful Saturday morning. I'm kidding, it's cloudy, but it is a Saturday morning, so was I kidding or not? Beauty is objective. Maybe. Question mark. Well, I don't know. There's some interesting ideas on beauty. So I think I read somewhere that it's the idea where you have many constituents which unite together to form a whole, and the whole is, it's a whole. So we haven't got many other words to describe a whole. WHOLE, not a whole. Yeah, it's quite interesting. I guess it's the idea of, it's not, I don't even think beauty is not necessarily perfection, but it's just, well, it kind of must be in a way. Well, by that definition, I don't see, if you're saying that lots of little things work together to form a whole, well, if they didn't look perfect, then maybe you wouldn't say they weren't working together that well, therefore it wouldn't be beautiful. Oh dear. I've got a bit of a cough. Well, I'm really glad to be here. And today, last week I had a fantastic week. I crushed it. I killed it. I put the cat in the bin. For example, I went for actually school I did pretty well. I kind of balanced out. At school, I did my EAPI, my badminton. Playing badminton on Thursday for my A-level PE. Playing badminton, and then there was this guy who was really good at playing badminton. This other guy I was playing badminton against, so we were playing badminton, and he was just hitting the shuttlecock so fast, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it, but you see it to believe it. So I kind of couldn't see it, which is why I couldn't believe it. And then suddenly, bang! There's feathers in my face. That's how I describe it. There's a snap, bang, racket, feathers in my face. Very very stressful. And I didn't get marked very well, but that's fine because he was a great man. He's very kind. And even when I said, "Oof, can we pause? I'm getting out of breath." He'd say, "Yeah, that's fine." Great man. Never seen him again, probably. Yeah, it was like getting what was it like? I don't know. There's all these feathers everywhere and snaps and flying, and it's like getting shot at by a jet-propelled quail or something, at least along those lines. Yeah. I did a gig as well on Thursday. Oh man, I got to do a comedy gig. It's so beautiful. I hadn't done one in over a month. I turned up, it's a gong show. Up the Creek Comedy Club. There's only one man in the room. Wait, why the fuck did I say that? There's like 200 people. 200 people, 15 acts, one MC. Actually, MC was a super nice guy. I didn't actually catch his name. But I accidentally got there late. Well, actually, I arrived there late. I heard everyone laugh, and I was like, oh dear. So I went upstairs, took a shit. Heard everyone laughing below me. I was like, good man, people are laughing, this is good. I like it when the MC's good. Anyway, I went at half time. I said, hey man, I'm really sorry. I was just slightly late. I saw the acts, man. It's been a great night. Is there any chance of me getting on? And he said, yeah man, that's not a problem at all. And he was really genuine about it as well. I felt like he really didn't mind. And I was thanking him probably a bit too much, and he just said, oh man, it's honestly not a problem. And that's why being kind, because it's quite helpful sometimes with everyone. No, that sounds bad. That sounds like I was being kind just to get help. Just, there's interactions where you're worried that someone could be mean, and then they don't be mean, and you just feel at one with the world. It's beauty. All the little constituents, all the atoms that made us up, both, agreed, they shook hands, they sputtered. And if I went up on stage, did really well actually. I fucking crushed. I think I crushed. Well, I know I crushed. Because there's this thing where you got to stay on stage for 5 minutes, and people in the crowd have cards, and if they lift their cards, you have to get off the stage. And 2 out of the 3 people lift their cards, but I had the rest of the room rolling. And I think the issue that the thing that happened to me is that the only people with the cards were these old, well, not old men, but they were like 50s, 60s old men. They were their kind of humor. I saw the people that were passing. Their kind of humor was slightly different to the kind of stuff I was delivering. But there was, in the front row, I could see people were fucking laughing, and there's some of it bombed. But I mean, I was just having fun. I was just improvising. I that's what I do. I just get on stage, I roll about the place, be a bit of a clown. Not being a bit of a clown as in like I'm slapstick, but just kind of like, just really playful. That's what I enjoy. I like playfulness, because life's just play. That's all it is. And people were laughing in the crowd. I saw this woman laughing. I was like, oh, thank God. It's nice of her to laugh at me. This is what I wanted. And yeah, it was really good gig. And I came back home and I was fucking so happy, man. I was so happy because I failed the 2 other times I'd done it. I'd failed that gig, and this time I passed it. So I passed the 5 minutes, and I was fucking chuffed. I'm really chuffed. Anyway, we're past the 5 minute mark. So if we're all involved, and all 3 of us who know how this goes, it's time for a zesty testy, aka me. I write these one-liners, and I don't necessarily have any reason for writing them, and I don't perform them ever, but I just write them because it works my brain like a leg press, brain press. Sounds like some torture method. Anyway, so here we are, and the first one we're going to go for is, there's a lot going on in my head, thought the man in a dentist chair. This is clever. This is funny. This is what comedy is. No, it's just the idea that, you say, oh man, there's just a lot going on in my head, and I'm really just. So I'm playing on that and kind of saying there's a lot going on in my head, but instead of it being in terms of like a cerebral context, it's more in terms of a mechanical help this man's pushing my teeth about kind of idea. And yeah, so that's why there's a lot going on in my head. Thought the man in the dentist chair was birthed. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for listening. That was a very good one. Tomorrow morning, after this, I'm going for a walk with a very lovely man called Kai. He's a good friend of mine. He's in the year below me at a different school, but I've known him for quite a while. But I really just got close to him probably in the last 6 months. He's one of those people that when I function very well with him in conversation, because we're both very straightforward. I really enjoy that, and he's someone who I feel like, and if he comes to me with a scenario he's been in, and I give him just directly how I feel, I can just tell him how I think. I just tell him how I perceive what happened and what he did right or what he did wrong, and then he will take that, and he doesn't consider that I'm got any agendas of I'm trying to promote this within him, or I'm trying to project myself on him, but he just understands that I am saying, I'm basically giving him what he wants, and he gives me the ear that he takes what I say in the way that I want him to get it. And I know this sounds kind of weird, like, Alfie, what the fuck, why does this sound like some kind of, which sounds a bit odd, a bit of an odd dynamic. But it's just what me and him, we go for walks, and the way he organized, he just called me now, he said, Alfie, do you want to go for a walk? And I know he's been having some things going on, and we just have a chat. That's really nice, it's really sweet. It's nice having people like that, and I think a lot more people should just talk and go for walks. It's a very beautiful thing. I'm not going to say the whole bit again. Yeah, walks are great. I like walks. I do it with other people as well. I have this. People just want to go for walks. I mean, I want to go for walks with them greatly, but it kind of just turns into this. I'm no exaggeration, sort of notorious within a group of people for being therapeutic. It's kind of odd. I'm a bit fucking intense. Anyway. And then after that, tomorrow morning, I'm gonna go. We have got this great idea. So me and Narlin, my best friend, second best friend, last year, 2 years ago, we hopped down to a Hampstead Heath Lido, right? Hampstead Heath Lido. It's a Lido. It's kind of renowned, but it's quite cheap and it's fun. And Hampstead Heath's a nice place. So we go down to the Lido, and it's cold. It's January. Okay, so it's January. We're going to a Lido. The water's going to be cold. All right, cool. It should be nice. It'd be sunny. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so now we're at this Lido. It's 8 o'clock in the morning and it's January and it's fucking cold as shit. And there's a fucking amazing story. So me and I both cycling each other up to jump in. We look stupid as hell because obviously, when you look at a man next to some water, like jumping about, like rubbing his chest, you can't tell that the water's cold. Water doesn't look cold, or it doesn't really look hot unless it's steaming. So he just looks a bit stupid. Anyway, and he jumps in. I think he jumped in first, and then splash, bang, Nana comes up, and then so he just swims. His body, bang, caveman, troglodytic. A body fight or flight, bang, he fights. His arms are flailing. He's swimming as fast as he bloody can. He's going really slowly because his legs are fucking numb, and he's splishing around the water, heading towards the other end of the pool. And he's so fucking disorientated by the cold. He doesn't know where he is. He's just telling his muscles to contract. That he doesn't realise that his goggles are like down his fucking face, and they're like diagonal across his head. It was just so funny, man. I don't know. It was one of those things where you can tell someone has no control, like they have no awareness of their environment. I think the reason it's funny is if we follow it in accordance to Henry Bergson's essay on comedy about the idea that we laugh at people when they seem quite mechanical, or they seem like an object rather than like a conscious being deciding what happens to him. So, for example, Narlin jumping in, he didn't choose that the goggles came off, and he just looks like an idiot. Like, it just looks like a car if the fender's falling off. You know, I think that's where Henry was talking about. Good old Henry. Haven't read any of his other philosophy though. Anyway, 11 o'clock, 11 minutes, by the way. Is it 11 o'clock? I think it is also 11 o'clock. 11:40 in the morning. And my girl from Barking is calling. Oh. Alright, another zesty testy. Pump blood around my body. I'd do it in a heartbeat. Thank you, everybody. So that's about the common phrase, you know. Oh, I'd do it in a heartbeat. Oh, I'd do that in a heartbeat. Oh yeah, give me a big bump. I'll do that in a heartbeat. Oh, yeah. That is because, you know, I pump blood around my body. It's kind of a bad joke. I told that at my mum's friend's house, and basically, well, you know, they know I do stand up, and they're really supportive, and I've known them all my life, so it's very playful anyway. An environment, they take the piss out of me, I take the piss out of them, and yeah, I told that joke, but whatever I did for like the 10 seconds before I told the joke, I was just kind of I don't know, I was just like smiling. Whatever I was doing, it worked quite well. I was just kind of preparing to say it, and I did it in kind of a funny way, so I learned a lot there. Sometimes the joke isn't necessarily the funniest bit. Yeah, and that's all, man. Oh, so yeah, back to the story. So then me and a lovely group of friends are going to do the Lido thing again this year. Completely new group of people. I didn't know them 2 years ago. They're also actually friends of Kai. Yeah, it's kind of a friend group that I don't really consider myself to be in a friend group, but it's just I like people who are all in a friend group. Like I don't see them that often because they go to a different school. And yeah, so we were all going. It's me, Harvey, Amit, Esme, Narlin, and Lily. We're all gonna go jump in some cold water and then not really enjoy it. And it's Chinese New Year tomorrow, which is amazing. I don't know what the year is. I know it's 2020, but in terms of which animal it is, sorry. I'm the year of a horse. It's kind of a bit bland. 2002 horse, really. I mean, you know, prefer to be something a bit more exciting. Maybe like, oh, there's a dragon. My grandpa's the year of a dragon. What a badass. That'd be cool. 1940 he's born, so the year of the dragon. There's 12 years, and 1940 is 6 years. 2024 will be the next year of the dragon, I believe. Yes, that's 84 years. 84 years is a multiple of 12, therefore. And the most recent one was 2012. Oh, the Olympics. 2012 was an amazing year. So was 2019. But yeah, I love 2019. 2019 was great. Oh, we're falling down to our last minute of the podcast here, and it's really been a greite time. I've actually, this is the first podcast I've done where I've just been on. I don't know if anyone really relates to that, or well, if you've got a performance thing, imagine you're a singer and the music just moves your mouth. You know, it just really you're at one with the music. I've just been kind of on today, and it's a really good feeling because it means that I can do this again, I can be funny, and I can improve, and I can be the man to be successful. Not be successful, just be a comedian, make people laugh. That's all I want to do. That's all I'm interested in, really. Not really like school, not really into physics or turning points or how we know light's a wave, a band, a particle. I mean, it's sort of interesting for a minute, but I mean, it's not really any good knowing. Well, I guess it's the same as comedy, you know. it's not really any good knowing a wave's a particle. Well, I mean, it is because you can make microwaves and things, but yeah, maybe it's way more useful than making people laugh. But I'm not bright enough to be a physicist. My maths isn't good enough. My skill, my innate skill set doesn't function very well in a classroom. But I have a good time. I quite like school. I like people, but I don't like learning. You're really fucking this up. You're really contradicting how you feel. I really enjoy spending time with people, and I like teachers, and I like talking to people who are older than me. I find it very interesting. However, I don't like exams. That's what I don't like. I don't find them to. I don't. It frustrates me that all my work is coded into this grade rather than into my understanding, which is, which I guess maybe is sort of proportional. Anyway, thank you for listening, everybody. I love you all, and let's do it, baby. Get shit done, baby.